So I would have to say, since I've outed myself as a proponent of an integral approach, that I am not going to disagree with anything you just said. That's important. Everything you said is right in the sense that it is.
I doubt that, but.
Well, on some level, right? On some level, that's my narrative, right? So I mean, notice how we're doing what we're doing what we're talking about here right now. So we're making up. You made up a narrative right now about narratives, right? And I'm supposed to do that now too. So this question, I guess, the first question I think is definitely the most difficult one, because I mean, for me, narratives is something very wide. It's about language in essence. So there are no narratives without language, right? So language is the ultimate constituent. This is what narratives consist of. And so you want to look at, so this makes this a linguistic question. Again, that's not the only possible perspective on that, but that is a very important one. So you want to look at what narratives are, for example, possible in a specific language. In linguistics, there's the famous Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, the question of how language, thinking, and reality are related, which is it's exactly about this question. So I would actually say that one of the big underlying assumptions here of this conference is that so the way we think and the way we talk are related, and then there is a direct impact on reality. And this goes not only one way, it goes back. So the way we think influences the way we talk, and then what we talk about is what we do. And that's what's going to happen. So we can reconcile or we can make war, and that is preceded by a specific way of talking. And so it's essentially about the energy that's in language. You know, whenever you hear a powerful speaker, you feel that there's energy in this. That's what makes him or her powerful. So Lincoln, the Gettysburg Address, or something like that. So I guess that also addresses the question of how do narratives affect reality. So it's this question, right? So it's the question of how does language, how does our thinking affect reality? We cannot not do this. This is as human beings, this is how we make meaning, using these tools. And narratives are complex systems of linguistic and other symbols. The question 3 and 4, I would take a very pragmatic approach to. I would say, and what would be a narrative reconciliation? It is, you will know it, so you have to try it out, and you're going to know when reconciliation is happening. So if we have a fight and then we say, okay, shake hands, at that moment we know that narrative before that was a narrative of reconciliation. This can be something very different in different situations. Stepan Grigorian was talking, we were mentioning this issue about should we blame the Russians about the conflict. If that works, if you could really, that was the question that Raouf was asking, so if it works in a situation that you blame the Russians, then that's good, at least temporarily, even though it's objectively maybe not true. And so coming up with a narrative, well, I mean, we talked over lunch, and I said one of the most intriguing things for me today, among the many things, was the story about Rabin and Arafat and the Oslo peace process. I could make up a narrative right now about the St. Louis peace process, which is being started right now. And this is just a story that I'm telling, and that might be complete BS. But the difference is how much do we believe it, and how much does that affect people? So that would be my answers.
Stefan.